Greenland isn't just melting, it's basically unlocking a secret level hidden under 200,000 years of ice. Not a treasure map on paper, a treasure map made of frozen time. From icy exile to global obsession, how did Greenland become the world's most wanted island? Because geography is like real estate, except the price tag is power. Vikings called it Greenland to sell the dream. Even back then, the island was branding itself. The first influencer campaign was literally a frozen island with a better name. Today, only about 56,000 people live here. No roads connect towns, but satellites do. It's not off the grid, it's the grid, but with Wi-Fi from space. Underneath this ice lies lithium, uranium, and something even more valuable, future control. Because in 2026, minerals aren't just rocks, they're batteries, weapons, chips, and leverage. The Arctic is thawing, and with it a new race begins, not for gold, but logistics. The new flex isn't who's richest, it's who can ship faster than everyone else. The US didn't joke when it offered to buy Greenland, it just said the quiet part loud. Because Greenland isn't a big piece of ice, it's a giant strategic cheat code sitting between continents. China doesn't want to own Greenland, it wants what's buried in it, rare earth dominance. Because rare earths aren't rare, they're just annoyingly hard to control, and everyone wants the keys. Russia sees the Arctic as its northern front line, and Greenland as NATO's closest eye. In the Arctic, distance isn't measured in miles, it's measured in how fast can you respond before it's too late. Europe may have lost Greenland politically, but it's still fighting for economic influence. Because in global politics, losing access to resources is like losing the charger to your phone when it's at 4%. Greenland is the new grand chessboard, where minerals replace missiles and maps rewrite themselves. It's less Cold War, more like Cold War the sequel with better tech and worse consequences. China calls it investment, the West calls it infiltration, Greenland just calls it confusing. Because every deal sounds friendly until you read the invisible fine print. Greenland left the EU in 1985, but Europe never truly let go. You know that breakup where both sides say they're fine, but one side keeps checking your Instagram? Yeah, that. Europe wants access to minerals, Greenland wants autonomy. The tension is tectonic, because mining isn't just digging into rock, it's digging into who gets to make the rules. Meanwhile, Russia isn't just watching, it's preparing. Icebreakers, submarines, new Arctic command. This isn't paranoia, this is positioning, because the Arctic is turning into a highway. For Russia, the Arctic is a military frontier. For NATO, it's a surveillance window. Same ocean, same ice. Two completely different meanings. But the real power struggle isn't between nations, it's between timelines. One side thinks in elections, the other thinks in centuries. Greenland is thinking 100 years ahead. The world is thinking 5. Quarterly profits, viral headlines, next week's drama. But Greenland? Greenland plans like it's playing civilization on hard mode. Its people want prosperity without becoming pawns, self-rule, not surveillance. They want opportunity without losing identity, and growth without getting owned. Can Greenland say yes to the world without saying no to itself? That's the big question, because yes feels exciting until you realize what it costs. Climate change isn't theoretical here. In Greenland, it's the ground shifting beneath their feet. Ice melts, coastlines move, stability changes, and suddenly the island starts revealing what was buried for thousands of years. Greenlanders aren't victims of change, they're strategists navigating collapse. They're negotiating with climate and with superpowers at the same time, and that's a wild position to be in. Their challenge? Grow the economy without selling the soil, because once the ground belongs to someone else, so does your future. Greenland's biggest currency isn't minerals, it's leverage. Everyone wants access. Greenland controls the gate, and the gatekeeper always has power. As sea ice vanishes, Arctic shipping will reshape global trade routes. Shorter routes mean faster deliveries, and faster deliveries mean real money. The Panama Canal, Suez, they'll compete with the melting top of the world. Sounds crazy until you remember the shortest route always wins, eventually. That makes Greenland not just rich, but central. Not the loudest player, but the one standing in the middle of the board. The race for influence here mirrors a new world order. Not one empire, but multiple giants pulling in different directions, and Greenland in the middle. Soft power, hard minerals, smart strategy. You don't conquer Greenland with tanks, you win it with contracts, infrastructure, and dependency. But here's the twist, Greenland still has a choice. Not an easy one, but a rare one. Accept foreign investment and risk influence, reject it and risk stagnation. It's a balancing act with real consequences, because isolation is expensive, but surrender is permanent. It's not just about who wins Greenland, it's about who earns its trust, because trust turns deals into partnerships, and without it, everything feels like extraction. Everyone's watching Greenland, but Greenland is watching back. Every offer gets scanned, every promise gets tested. This isn't just geopolitics, it's geopsychology. Fear, greed, pride, survival. The same human instincts, just scaled up to planet size. Greenland is a mirror of fear, of hope, of how the 21st century will unfold. Because what happens here isn't just Greenland news, it's a preview of the next global era. The ice is melting, so is the balance of power. Nature shifts and politics follows, every time. Think of Greenland as Earth's final unopened envelope, sealed by ice, protected by distance, and now slowly being opened by temperature. Whoever opens it may rewrite the map, not just borders, trade, influence, winners, losers. But history has a warning. Resources invite rivals, because wealth attracts attention, and attention attracts pressure. Will Greenland be a case study or a cautionary tale? Will it become the smart example of sovereignty done right, or the next story of outsiders taking the prize? If you care about the future of power, climate, and capital, watch Greenland, because the decisions made here won't stay here. They'll ripple across everything. This isn't just a frozen island, it's a geopolitical pressure point, a place where interests collide and where mistakes echo globally. The powers of tomorrow are fighting over it today, not with bombs, but with influence, tech, and money. So who should control Greenland's future? The superpowers, the investors, the alliances, or the people who actually live there? Greenland's story isn't finished, it's just warming up, and as the ice disappears, the noise gets louder. Like, subscribe, and keep your eyes north, because the next big global shift might not start in a battlefield. It might start on an island of ice.